Cricket is facing challenge with the onset of the super short versions of the game. In the face of the challenge, the third edition of the T10 Cricket League is all set to roll out in Abu Dhabi on Friday. Former Indian World Cuppers Yuvraj Singh, Zaheer Khan will add colour to the contest. Joining them will be England's World Cup winning skipper Wayne Morgan. Joining me on the show tonight is the coach of the Delhi Bulls team, Fleming, who wants to emulate CSK's success with his new team. Stephen, thank you very, very much for joining us on the show. From coaching a highly successful T20 franchise to a T10 franchise, what kind of changes did you have to bring about in your coaching style?
Well, the first part is getting a team together, so picking the right players and then going about creating a bit of a team environment. But with T10, it's all very quick. The game itself, the tournament itself is only 2.5 weeks, so just trying to concentrate on some key skills like fast bowlers, bowling Yorkers, good defensive players, and just keeping the batters aggressive and ready to go.
Could you tell us why did you decide to associate yourself with Delhi Bulls? There are 7 other franchises in the league. And how would you like to bring your CSK formula here?
Well, Anis is pretty well known around the world for his love of cricket. And when he approached me, his passion for this competition was very high. So with his enthusiasm, I was very interested to see the T10 game itself. So last year was quite an education. And it's also helped me develop a little bit. I'm always looking to get better with obviously the other teams that I coach. And I think being involved in this, you do learn some new skills and watch different ways the players play.
Right, this tournament is 3 years old and it's a completely different format. Is there a template for recruiting players here? Would you have more retired players in the mix, because a lot of them have now become T20 and T10 freelancers, and having them, how does the mix of the team work, because this is a fast-paced game, what I understand.
Yeah, I do like older players. That's been known for the last few years. And experience really counts, but there's also a good spot for youth and strength and aggression. It's just such a dynamic game that there's still room for the players that have experience and can manage a situation, but there's also room for that youthful exuberance. So it's a wonderful mix, and watching new talent come through in this format can also help for picking sides in T20.
Stephen, you've been a very, very successful T20 coach with the Chennai Super Kings. Does T10 now make this version, the 2020 version, look a little bit boring?
Well, the game is being played too slow at the moment. If you're bowling 12 to 13 overs an hour in Test cricket and even the same in T20, it's running into 4 hours. So we've just got to be mindful as a sport that we keep the entertainment value high. T10 now comes down to 90 minutes and you can get through a number of games. So in an environment where content is key, T10 is providing a lot of content and you're seeing a lot of great players in a night of entertainment.
Would you say a good T20 player can transition into being a good T10 player? What are the skills that you're really looking for in a T10 player to be an effective player? Because as you mentioned, it's a 90-minute game, it's a power-packed game. So what are those key skills that you would be looking for?
No, T20 is not boring. T20 is a very skillful form of the game. People still see it as a short format that is a little bit of a lot of hitting, but there's a lot to the T20 game. T10 is a little bit more aggressive. T10 is a little bit more luck involved. But I think the skills from T10, where the players are taking the game even further, will transfer into T20 and then to the one-day game in Test cricket as well. The game itself is getting faster, it's just we're playing it a little bit slow.
Right. Stephen, how different are T20s from T10s? Would you say at the moment T10 have more entertainment value? Because what we are really, as viewers, as fans, what everyone now wants is for the game to be fast-paced, which is, and also have some different elements perhaps added to the game, which is why, there is a product which is the night cricket, night test cricket, and now T20 is moving towards T10.
Yeah, of course. I think it's the skills are very transferable. The key thing you're managing in T10 is pressure. So you've got to do things a lot quicker, and you're asked to do things a lot faster, hit the ball a lot quicker and a lot earlier. So there's a lot less time to become adjusted to the game. So your ability to get off the mark quickly and I guess have a lot of power with the bat is crucial. But with the ball, it's being very smart, being able to bowl good defensive lines and shut batsmen down.
Right. Moving on, I will have to ask you about a T20 match that happened on Sunday between England and New Zealand, somewhat a repeat of the World Cup final. What's happening to the Kiwis? Why are they not being able to cross the finish line against the English?
Was this a horror question? Yeah, two great games, haven't they? The World Cup final and now this series. You couldn't have scripted it any differently. Maybe our time will come, I'm sure it will, but it's just great cricket. When you've got two teams that are that closely matched, the series are great. So from an entertainment point of view, great. From breaking Kiwis' hearts, not too good.
Well, the next time I see you, I'll ask you the kind of banter that you're having with Owen Morgan in the dressing room. But what would you say is the X factor of Delhi Bulls this season? Morgan definitely is your biggest catch.
Well, Owen Morgan, as the captain and as a player, is going great guns. So from his leadership down, you've got Rutherford who will come in, Nabi who's the best T20 all-rounder at the moment in the world, the experience of Matthews, the flair of Crystal Pereira, and the young guys as well, guys you haven't seen that will be asked to play a part. And then we've got the old warhorse in Zahir Khan. So we've got a good mix of players, but there's some good power in the batting and there's some smart bowling.
Thank you very much, Stephen, for joining us on the show.